Hello and welcome to another video. So I'm going to tell you a quick story how my wife went from this to this. Okay, so in 2010 we got together. She wasn't big back then or anything. She was actually a nice small size and everything. And then in 2011, I know this is fast, but we had our daughter in 2011. And then in 2012, we got married. Okay, I'm going to put the pictures up the top there for you as well so you can see them. So after we got married, that is when I started studying for my personal training certificates. Okay, I was studying for level 2 and level 3 at the time, and I was actually in the middle of doing a nutrition course as well on top of that. After we had our daughter, obviously my wife had put on quite a bit of weight, and she was trying to get it off and everything. I mean, she tried everything. She tried all sorts of diets, and nothing was actually working for her at the time. And in 2014 is when we had our little boy. He's not so little anymore. Now, my wife suffers from epilepsy, and she has done since a very, very young age. But she hadn't had any seizures until after, I think it was after our daughter was born. Then she started having, I think she had 2 seizures. And then obviously after our son was born, she then had another seizure on top of that. Now, after my son was born, she was stuck at 14 and a half stone. Okay, I'm going to put the picture of it just up there again for you. But that is where she was stuck at. And I just finished my qualifications, and I just passed my nutrition course and my level 2 at this time. And I was just going in for my level 3. In fact, I was halfway through my level 3 at this time. So okay, so we tried everything. I tried coming from into a maintenance for her, and I tried putting her into a deficit for 2 weeks, because obviously if you stay in a deficit for too long, you're going to screw your body up as well, and then your body's going to think you're in that sort of maintenance when you want to come off of it. I did reverse dieting for her. That was not working. She was still having her epileptic fits, and I don't know if you know, but when someone has an epileptic fit, all they want to do is eat afterwards. I mean, her epilepsy was getting quite bad at this point. She just kept getting rushed in and out of hospital as well with her epilepsy. So I actually then started reading up on epilepsy and other sort of diets that might help her as well. And that's when I came across this diet. I came across the ketogenic diet, and it said it was really good for people with epilepsy and stuff like that. So I said to her, shall we give this a go? I thought I'd ask her first. I told her what it was and everything. Obviously, I'd looked up on it and everything, and so that's when she started with the diets. I did it with her, because obviously I didn't want to start eating all this carbohydrates and stuff in front of her and stuff like that. But she started to do it, and lo and behold, the weight started to drop off. I actually then started doing my 21-day burners with her, but obviously we started off nice and light. We didn't go really, really heavy. I mean, she did this for 12 weeks, this 21-day burner. First 3 to 4 weeks, we went really, really light, and then after that, we kept putting the intensity up a little bit, because she found she had so much energy as well, and her weight was just dropping off just like anything. Everyone was like, couldn't believe it as well. I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, this is actually starting to work for her. And by this time, I'd passed my personal training level 3 as well. So obviously, I was a lot more clued up with a lot more stuff as well on top of that. Then said to me in 2016 that she signed up for a 10K marathon. I couldn't believe it. I thought, and then we started training for it as well. So I was training with her as well to help her do the running. Obviously, we had to increase her fats as well, because she was going to be doing all sorts of stuff like that. And in 2017, she actually ran a 10K marathon for charity, and she's ended it. That's the picture of it up there. So, and she's actually gone down from 14 and a half stone, and she was sitting at 9 stone 4 pounds, I believe it was. That's as light as we got her. She started weightlifting as well now. She absolutely enjoys it. She does like 3 days a week with the weights as well now. Yes, so she's still on the keto foods, still to this very day. But what we then tend to do with her is, like, let's say we're going out and she's been on this thing for, like, let's say she's been on it for 20 days, and we decide we're going out. She will have 1 or maybe 2 days where she'll just eat some carbohydrates, and she seems to be fine. We've been keeping an eye on it and everything, and it doesn't seem to be affecting her as much now. So she can actually get away with, probably, she ate a pizza the other week. She had one day where she just ate a pizza, and she'd had some of my protein donuts, which I make as well. And she went straight back on it again, and she seems to be fine doing it that way. She doesn't feel like she's getting left out with anything. So basically, when we go out, she'll eat properly as well, and she doesn't feel like she's being left out of anything. Yes, and sometimes I do actually eat the meals with her. She seems to be fine with it. So I have to cook, like, sometimes 2 different meals, but if I'm having, like, say that I'm having carbs, it doesn't affect her. She's absolutely fine with it, and she's fine with me making all these protein donuts and stuff like that. And obviously, I've got goals to hit. She's got goals to hit. But I just wanted to share my story, basically, how she literally went from A to B. So yeah, and yes, her seizures have actually stopped. She's been to the doctors, and they couldn't believe it as well, that they've seen a change in her as well. They've actually cut her medication down as well, so it's not as high as it was. So it's actually come down as well. So she seems to be getting on really, really well. Obviously, we've been keeping an eye on it as well. So yeah, like I said, I just wanted to share the story, how she went from A to B. It can be done, okay? There is ways around things, how to do things. All diets work exactly the same. You've just got to find that one diet that actually works for you, okay? Different food plans will work for different people. Okay, some people can take a high amount of carbohydrates and some people can't. So I'm gonna leave this video here. Just remember, it is gonna happen. Okay, weight loss is a slow journey. You've just got to find what works for you and what works for you really well. Just keep yourself a little notepad and keep making notes, so then you can always look back of it. Okay, a lot of you are putting up videos, which is good as well, because you've got something to look back on as well, and then you can say to yourself, okay, this isn't working, I'm going to try and tweak it a little bit. Okay, so if you want to see more footage like this, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell button down there, and I shall see you guys in the next one.